All right, guys, we're live from California Billiard Club, 4,000 at it, one pocket, from Mountain View, and you're watching Francisco Bustamante versus Chris Swart. Chris Swart's the owner of California Billiard Club, putting on this fine event for all of you, and should be a fun little match here. It's a race to 4. Winner's side.
Please begin.
I think his first match was Billy Silveria, and he beat him 4-0, I believe. So that was the first match for Mr. Frost. I don't know who he plays next. I'm going to try to get the brackets up online for you guys soon. Let me go to my email. So if it gets a little choppy, I'm just doing some stuff on my computer. Billy Silvera, I believe is his last name. That's who he played. Who Scott played. So. Chris has got to try to move these balls out. They're not really in the greatest position.
Jeff Gregory, please, table number 10. Jeff Gregory, table number 10.
Well, he's left him a cut here on the 9 ball. He can spin this in and come out for a shot on another ball, possibly. I think he's got a shot on the 8 ball here. If not, he's got the 2-9 combination. But let's see what he shoots from here. Oh boy, not a good. He missed that ball, and he's left Chris several balls that are open. Chris is going to want to get an angle off the 7 to get behind the 13-2. It looks like he's got an angle here to come right between both balls and just draw back between the two of them and continue running out. So far, the score now is, with the ball count, is 3-1 in favor of Chris. Unfortunately, he doesn't have another shot here. And with the way the balls are laying, it's not really going to be too easy not to Lee Francisco's shot. He gave it his best shot there, trying to cut the 4. If he would have made that, he would have been loving life. But Francisco comes back to the table and needs 7. He's got a good shot here on the 8 ball.
Yeah, you could type in just on the rail hole in one. Yeah, should pop up.
Well, he's got an off-angle combination here, and he needs to play this to get a shot on another ball, maybe come over for the 11. Got on the 2. Francisco needs 4 balls from here. Chris has 4. This is the first game of this match, for those of you just tuning in, and it's a race to 4. Bustamante's looking here where he wants to get on. He needs to get there to get a shot on the 6 ball. He's got a shot on the 6. I don't know what he's really got after this. If he can yank the cue ball and get another shot. Well, he missed that shot, and he's left. Chris really was nothing here. 4 balls close, he might be tempted to kick it in, but we'll see.
How's things going? Stream, bro.
Good. Do you keep this private? Because I don't
have it. Yeah, I don't have it listed on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it might have not listed on there. I don't think
Yeah.
I've had it listed for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I just had it.
Right on. You're doing good.
Cool.
You're like 70.
What's the difference in that?
I don't know. Oh, I'm getting. Are a lot of your people in chat saying? I'm not checking it, but are they saying that the screen's frozen or anything like that? You getting any screen freezes or anything?
Somebody had mentioned. Everybody says it's good. I mean,
Okay.
How's everybody's audio and video out there? Hopefully it's coming in clear for everybody. And if you guys would like to watch this on a dual stream, we have a dual screen right on azbilliards.com. So I'm going to post a link for you guys in the chat so you can see the other match that's going on. It's looks like Corey Dole and Louis Ulrich. It's Louis, but Corey Dole is playing somebody on the other stream. I just posted the link, so cool. Glad that everything's coming in all right for you guys. Ball count is 6-4 in favor of Bustamante. Chris missed that ball, and Bustamante can try to twirl this in if he wants. A lot of spin, thin hit. Not sure if the 6 goes past. If the 6 goes past, he'll probably shoot it.
I can sit with you for a little bit. Cool, yeah. Sure. Have a smoke up here.
Yeah, cool. Well, Ken Schulman said he's going to come sit in with, commentate a little bit with me, so that should be pretty good to have somebody join me. Well, Bustamante, he's got a bank here on the 12 ball if he wants, but I don't really like the way where his cue ball's going. It's really, he doesn't want to let Chris get back in this, so. Looks like he's going to go off this ball and just run down table. Sleeping his life away. Obviously, I would just take any bit of money I had and just have a big little party. Yeah. Party like a rock star for a week or something. Go off. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way the table was laying, I guess. You might see Bustamante bank this ball with some speed. If he makes it, he'll have the 4. I don't know, John. Seems everybody else is okay. I haven't really heard any other complaints, so hopefully. Well, we got 2. How's everybody's audio and video out there? Yeah, you guys could go to azbilliards.com. I just posted a link in the chat, and or you can watch it directly at onthereltv.com, but the split screen is on AZ Billiards. Commentary with Ken. Yeah, that's what I'm doing a little bit. Wait till this match is over. Yeah, it's fun. Something to do.
Jack my joint protector.
Huh?
Somebody jacked my joint protector.
How would they do that? When did it happen?
It's got my name on it.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, right. Good people. All right, we got Ken in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Lenny. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Just hanging out and watching these guys play. The ball count right now is 6-4 in favor of Bustamante. It's the first game. Yep. Race to 4. So, how's things?
Things are great. What a terrific field we've got here.
Oh, yeah.
60 players out of a possible 64. Very, very strong representation from the professional side, and those that aren't professional or should be.
Yeah, right. How many are in the 10 ball so far?
I don't know. I think he's in the 80s, 90s, and growing. Of course, we expect a lot more as we get towards the end of the week.
Because some players are just coming in just for the 10 ball.
Right.
Like Raj Handel and everything.
Right, and of course some guys have jobs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not everybody can get away on a Wednesday.
Yeah. But you know, in the short time Chris has been doing this event, it's grown not only in popularity but in prestige.
Yeah.
And it's a very nice trophy to put on your mantle. Take down this thing. And of course, the top two guys get automatic entry into the U.S. Open one pocket in May, as and the same applies to 10 ball.
Well, I mean, I looked at it with this tournament last year when I was here. It was a seminal event for the 10 ball, and I think it was the biggest event they had for the year. It was over 100 players, I believe.
Yeah. Well, they added a pretty good chunk, I think.
Yeah.
Seminole did.
Well, I think last year it was 10,000. Yeah. Just like it is this year, because it was one of their first events of the season.
Right.
The rest of them, I think, were all maybe 25,000.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, there is no more Seminole tour this year, and doesn't look like there's going to be for a while.
No, I guess they're done. You know.
Yeah.
And sadly, that's not what Bull needs. You know.
No, from what I understand, it was just a management change at the tribe, and the new management, evidently the older management, part of their requirements were to sponsor a sport for 3 years or something.
Yeah.
They chose pool, and I guess the new management wanted to go in a different direction, and that's the reason that they gave us.
Yeah, just pure business. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
You know, they gave it a shot.
it was nice. It was nice to have their support for those number of years, and they did a lot of good for a lot of pool players and paid out a lot of money.
Oh yeah. Can't knock that. It was great.
All right, so Francisco gets out on top here, 1-0. This is a race to 4 on the winner's side. We'll be racing to 3 on the one-loss side.
So how many? It was 63 or 62 in the one pocket.
It wound up at 60.
60.
There were
Okay.
2 last-minute calls that said they couldn't get here, so wound up at 60.
Wow. That was a pretty good break there from Chris. So. Well, that worked out pretty good, huh?
It almost got him out of the break there. Almost. You know, Francisco's not necessarily known as a one-pocket player, but believe me, he's got a very strong game.
Yeah, I imagine he plays all the games very well.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good shot there, huh? Hit that really well.
Well, his cue ball control is so precise from all the rotation games he plays that that definitely gives him an edge in this game, as opposed to maybe having, you know, all kinds of moving experience and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, so certain players, their cue ball control and firepower can overcome somebody's knowledge and ability. I mean, knowledge and moving ability in one pocket. You know, prime example is somebody like Shane. You know, it's like
Right. Well, he flew under the radar for a couple of years in one pocket, but that's all in the past.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when him and Earl met up in the finals, 2 years ago,
Right.
I mean, nobody would have picked those two to be in the finals. Just,
And it was a darn good final, too.
Oh, yeah,
It was
fantastic.
a great final.
Yeah, I remember Earl got trapped up in the stack. He drew into the stack instead of followed.
Right.
And I think that was the first time they've ever played in a tournament, right?
It was, they had played some challenge matches before that, but they had never met up in a tournament.
Not sure what Chris is trying to do here. He's trying to shoot into the 3-ball in the combination and follow forward, maybe. Wow. Not bad.
Yeah, that's a shame that followed in. That was a very well thought out shot.
Oh, yeah, he hit it pretty good. It's just he hit it too good.
Play the head ball. And I don't, especially if there's no other balls on the table, I would play it. But if there's balls on the table, it's even better. Yeah. I think it's a good shot, regardless. What's the best defensive shot? With that shot there? I like this is my popular day. Put the cue ball a little bit on
Francisco's
that side.
off to the races now.
Put them top right side, bring the cue ball down where the 7 is, We're pushing the head ball over and banking the lower ball out.
This is kind of walk. This is his pocket, so he's going to walk
Right.
Yeah, I was going to have
Watch out. Don't roll too far on him.
One is, and the other ball's like where the 11 is.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
kind of
he's-
doubled up there a lot of times, you know what I mean? So you might get a bank out of it next time.
he's kind of gotten himself in a situation here where he can't make the 3-ball, huh? Looks like.
Well, or if he can,
Yeah,
he's going the wrong direction with the cue ball.
Play either. I don't ever play.
Combination and a safety.
Yep, brought his cue
Sure.
ball down.
Well, if I was Chris here, I'd be happy I'm going back to the table.
Yeah.
You would have expected Django to get out there.
And I think that's what, you see a lot of pool players, you're supposed to be positive. You get back to the table, you got to be positive instead of thinking negative because you're in a bad situation, Well, Chris is going to look at some of his options here.
I almost like going, even if I had to take a foul, going way up table by the upper right pocket there, and leave him the 9-6.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great shot too.
Unless he's trying to draw into the 3.
Francisco could probably cross the 10-ball that's closest to us on the left-hand side and maybe run his cue ball into those 2 balls over there. I don't know if that's an option for him. It might be a kiss. He moved the 3 and it froze up on the rail, so Francisco can't bank it. It's just a hair off the rail, it looks like.
Well, I don't think he sells anything out if he does that, yeah. And when he moved that 11 ball over there one inning ago, that really created a problem for Chris
Yeah.
with those, because those other balls had a lot of room. Now they don't. but I think Chris is deciding whether to risk the bank on the 15 into the 10 ball. I think you kind of got to shoot it and hope you don't sell out a bank.
Well, it's not a bad shot.
Yeah. Hard to tell if he can cross the 14. I think he can.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
Maybe the
fire
3
another
goes.
one.
Yeah, maybe the 3 just goes. Yeah.
And move the balls.
Nothing wrong with that. Got a little help there, opened up the 9-6 as well. Well, if you're anywhere in the area and you'd like to come down and watch some of this, we'd sure love to have you. There's a slew of killers here.
Oh yeah, this is a fantastic venue, and they got great food. You know, full bar.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, Chris sold out here.
Francisco needs 6 balls.
Francisco might
I think he can bank the 8. Yeah, just bank the 8. You stop right there.
Chris is going to probably shoot here. Maybe
You know, sometimes, yeah, you get into a position where you don't want to shoot, but you've got
yeah,
to.
yeah, it's 4 to -1, and
Right.
you got to do something.
Right.
You know, this might be his best opportunity of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, if he could pick up 2 or 3 here and just play a good safe, he might get himself back into the game. But if he doesn't make this, he's probably going to lose.
He'll get back.
Kind of
on.
played it, well, he played it defensively.
Yeah. Yep, spin down. Four to 0 is the ball count. And Bustamante's leading 1-0 in the race to 4.
Our schedule for the rest of the day is next round at 4:30, then 7 o'clock, and the last match of the night would go off at 9:30 tonight.
Cool.
So we haven't determined yet who's going to be on the stream in the next round. We've got 8 winners matches and 8 losers matches coming up. So we'll hope to have that information here for you before this match ends. But it's hard to get a bad match with the,
Yeah,
you know,
a good one pocket today.
you know,
A lot of good
people like,
players.
you know, Corey's here, Rodney, John Schmidt, Parika. There's just no shortstops.
Not sure what Chris is trying to do here, but I don't know if he's trying to.
I think he's going behind the 10 ball. Just cut the 4 into the 8 and
Okay.
go behind the 10.
Yeah, I like
Skidded
that
a
shot.
little on him,
Yeah,
but
he's left.
bank combination, yeah.
And he can run his cue ball into the 13.
Yeah, that was 90% cue ball there and
Yeah.
10% make.
And it's one of those things, do you try to bank the 13 ball here,
I think if you, that's too hard a shot to put the whole game on.
Yeah.
I mean, Francisco needs 4, and there's 2 right in front of his hole.
Yeah,
I was thinking,
5, try to get behind the 8, but it's such a touchy shot.
Well,
They can
it
scratch,
is.
Big pocket there.
I mean, I was thinking just to buy time, you could just tuck him in between the 11 and the cushion there. Francisco
Yeah.
probably just leave him right
Yeah.
there. But, give your opponent an opportunity to possibly
Looks
make a
like he's going
mistake.
for the
Well,
13. But he hit it.
boy, he deserved a better fate than that, Lenny, after striking that ball as well as he did.
This is no fun here.
No, it's hard to take. It's going to be hard to take this out,
And not give up something.
right? And if you shoot the 10 into the 2 to take them both out that way, you kind of lose the cue ball a little bit. That was a good shot. Not sure if he's going to take a shot at banking the 14 and just rolling up there near the 9.
Yeah, that's what I like that shot. Just roll to the end rail with the cue ball and
Yeah,
get the 14 over underside, close
Yeah.
to the hole. You're not playing to make it, you're just playing to straighten it.
right.
So I think you can with the 15. We were wrong.
You mean Bustamante was right and I was wrong? Jesus, I hate when that happens.
So where's your next event after this, Ken?
The U.S. Open one pocket and 10 ball in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah, that's going to be a great event.
Looking
Last year was
real-
fun.
Oh yeah, and the one pocket event, the one pocket field, I think is approaching full. It's a 64 player limit, and the 10 ball is already full at 96 with a waiting list.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we missed it.
Yeah.
Chris cut that 9 ball in.
Huh?
Chris cut that 9 ball in on us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And, thin cut here on the 4.
Yeah, he can get on the 5 from here. And then he can make the 5 and he can get behind the 8-10. Oh.
Bustamante's going to get the 5, and he's got the combination
Yeah.
right after.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a big ball there for Chris. That would have made it 4-4, and he would have kind of maintained control of the table, you know?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Well, now we got it. Well, it's 3-3 now in ball count.
Somebody
They're using the, by the way, they're using the red circle cue ball on all tables. And I think the guys prefer it,
better than the measle ball. Huh?
yeah, I mean, there's still so much disagreement on whether the measle ball is heavier or bigger or this or that, and I think, frankly, I know people that have weighed them and they weigh the same, but there's still a difference to some players.
Yeah.
Going behind the 8 ball here.
Yeah, I think that's where he's playing it. That's the only problem with that shot, you know?
Yeah, but I mean,
He's just going to roll his cue ball as a rail off the 8, right? Just leave him shooting out of that pocket. I think that's what he's looking at doing, because he's got a ball over on the side.
well, he can just bounce into the rail as long
Yeah.
as he can make
Yeah.
sure he doesn't foul, and even if he fouls, it's not the worst thing,
no,
not the
yeah.
worst thing in the world. The only other thing would have been to shoot the 14 and just stay right there. But I think this is the correct shot. Francisco went up to look to see if it was frozen. But he's got to be careful he doesn't just let it leak out too far.
I think he did. I think he left him a look at, at least be able to spin to the rail into the 4.
Well, from 4 to -1 down, and looking like he was a loser, Chris is now ahead, 4-3 in ball count.
Oh, he's left Chris a bank.
You think it banks, Lenny? I'm not sure it'll pass.
It's tough, on our screen here, but looking there.
Yeah, because it looks.
Looks like it can twirl. Yeah. Wow. Ken had to leave the booth. He has to go make a call. He's on official business. They said people weighed him and they weigh the same. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he said that a few people weighed him. I never weighed him. Yeah. That's what I mean. But you could weigh. You could weigh 2.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. You could weigh 2 set of balls, right? A set of balls, and they could weigh different weights.
Measle ball weighs
Well, you might be. I don't know. I never weighed him. Oh, wow. He's got him shooting out of that hole, for sure. I think Francisco can kick the 4 ball away. He don't really miss too much.
No foul. No foul. Cue ball fouls only, and it wasn't in the path, and it didn't contact anything else. So, opponent's option to leave it. Yeah, this event is being played under BCA Pool League rules because those are the rules that govern the Vegas tournaments, and and the top 2 here qualify, as you know. So it's strictly by the BCA Pool rule book, which mandates cue ball fouls only. And essentially, I'm sure everybody knows, but in case there's somebody out there that doesn't, what that means is it's not a foul to accidentally touch or move a one object ball, provided the ball that you touch or move doesn't either hit another ball or go through or have a ball come through the path or area where the ball was before you accidentally moved it. And under that scenario, it's not a foul. The opponent has the option to leave it there or put it back. And that's what happened over there with Corey and Josh Elrick. Someone has a phone they need to turn off.
Oh, Francisco's got the his back cut on the 14, but it's no prize. But if he makes it, he's got the combination, you know.
Yeah, but if he doesn't make it,
No.
he's got to protect the 4-ball.
Yeah.
And if he protects for the 4-ball, he won't have another shot.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, this one pocket, it's just such a funny game, you know, from a position 15 minutes ago that you thought there's no way Francisco wouldn't win, like 8-1, 8-2. This game now he's trailing, and
Yeah.
I'd say the position of the table is about 50-50.
Yeah, the scratch was pretty big. Well,
Yeah.
you know, that combination for Francisco.
Well, the combination is the threat that he's
Yeah.
got to deal with.
I mean,
Is he 3-railing this? Oh. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean. He can shoot this anytime he wants. As soon as he left it. You know, there was about 2 shots ago where Chris, you know, put his cue ball on the table and tried to bank that ball. That was a real steep bank. He should have just kicked behind the 8 ball and moved that ball out a little bit.
All right, that makes it 4 balls apiece. Interesting.
You're too kind, Ken.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure we both thought he'd
Yeah.
just play it soft and play the bank on the 4 and then come to ground for the 14. I still think I think some of these guys are still adjusting to the cue ball a little bit too.
Well, ball count 6-4. Bustamante did get the first game. It's 1-0. Race to 4. He's playing Chris Swart, who is the owner of California Billiard Club and putting on this fine event. This ball went really straight.
Yeah.
You're just gonna double bank.
A double bank, yeah, because as long as you hit it with plenty of speed, you're not going to sell out anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's gonna go all out. I think he's gonna put it on his side, you know, maybe by the side pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, you were talking about Chris. I got to tell you, the guy is a real pro at how he runs a pool room and a tournament. Very impressed with his skills, how he handles himself, how he deals with people. You know,
Yeah, people, players, everything.
Yeah.
He just really.
I mean, you know, anybody
Yeah.
can write names on a flow chart and
Yeah.
do that kind of stuff, but it's all about people skills and how you treat them and all of that. And I'm real proud to be associated with him this week.
Well, he's left Bustamante pretty much straight in. You know, yeah, he took a gamble on that shot, hoping that he would, you know, get his cue ball maybe up
Yeah.
on the 4. Or
Now, do you
not
risk
even a shot.
hitting the 15 here to try to move it out? No,
No, he just came down for the bank
come up for the bank.
because he only needs this one.
It's game ball. Swish. No swish.
Yep, it's in.
Okay, 2-0 for Francisco, and it's going to be his break. The other stream table is Corey Dool and Josh Ulrich. It's 1-0. It looks like it's Corey ahead 1-0. Yes.
You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thanks.
See you soon.
All right.
All right, Scotty. Don't forget your stuff over here, Scott. All right.
Hi, Walter.
Chris can, I don't know if he can get behind that tank. Looks like he can get
No,
behind the
I
10
don't
ball
even
here.
play. I haven't played at all.
I don't know. I think if he could, he already would have done
Yeah.
it.
I was out at the lake fishing.
He's got to twist it a little bit. He's got to be careful.
I ain't no money in pool. I don't ever play. It's too
Yeah, he
bad.
could. He just wanted to be careful not to leave anything, but
Yeah, he left the
Oh,
bank,
played
though. I
big
think the
money
10
match.
banks.
Well over a year.
Bustamante's got another shot. He could bank the 10 and go behind the 2, but he's looking at the deuce here.
What's that?
Look at that shot.
Yeah.
That was a pretty powerful shot there that he executed. Real
See you guys
aggressive.
Okay, Scott, thank you.
Later, buddy.
Okay.
Now, I mean, this looks pretty bad right now. I mean,
Alrighty.
I'm not sure what Chris is going to do here. He's maybe going to force follow forward and get behind the 4-2. That's what he tried to do, and he's sold out.
Might have tried to do a little bit too much there. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to second guess from sitting
Yes.
over here.
Bustamante has one ball so far. And that was a pretty good shot. Got a ball close to his hole, got him frozen up on a ball, and Chris is going to have to come with a good shot to get out of this little jam that he's in. I just want to do a quick audio and video check for the viewers watching. How's the audio and video coming in for you guys? Here and there, people, I think it's really on their end. You know, you get that. Somebody's like, oh, I'm sure. What about you?
I'm getting reports from one person to streams down in 5 minutes.
What is the same person?
It's the same issue. It's just one person.
One person is, yeah.
Let me check.
How's everybody else's audio and video coming in?
Well, you'd expect Django to be out here unless something kind of goes wrong, but they're laying real good. Yeah, except for that.
All right, thanks for the input, guys.
Nice shot.
was a pretty good shot.
And if you've just joined us, you are watching the 2012 West Coast Challenge. One Pocket Division coming to live from the California Billiard Club here in Mountain View, and you're watching it courtesy of On the Rail TV. And you just saw Francisco Bustamante win his third game out of the 3 games that have been played. This is a race to 4 on the winner's side, and it's Chris's break. And we want to thank all of you for being with us, and stay with us the next 4 or 5 days. We're going to have great One Pocket action all day today, all day tomorrow, and then on Friday, if you want to start to set your clocks a little earlier, we're going to play down to 6 players left tomorrow night, and then we're going to open Friday morning. First stream match 10:30 a.m., which will be probably the One Pocket one loss side. There's 4 guys over there and 2 on the other side. I don't know if we'll do I don't think we're going to do the hot seat that early.
Okay.
But anyway, so we'll have that for you, and then we're going to start 10 ball probably within an hour or so after that, and bring the One Pocket all the way to the conclusion on Friday, and 10 ball right through Sunday night when we crown a champion.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of good pool for these next 5 days. Lots of good players here.
Well, this is
over there.
Yeah. And this is such a great time to have this event coming 2 weeks before the U.S. Opens in Vegas. It's a great tune-up for these players, plus the 2 qualifying spots that are available in each event. It's really a very reasonable entry fee here, $125, I believe.
Oh yeah, the entry fees.
And to play this kind of a field with a reasonably good length race.
Well, this is Chris's chance.
Well, I hope he can make the 2. It'd be nice to see Chris at least have an opportunity to run some balls here, and
yeah, it looks like he can. Looks like he can make the 2 ball.
yeah.
Without much problem.
I almost think you got to go down into the 5 from here, though. I don't know if he can he pull that back.
Yeah, I think he can go straight through. Straight up.
Straight through the
5,
gap?
Like I said, yeah. He came back.
Well, that thing came off there like it was a springboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right shot's the 11.
Yeah, if he wants to.
Yeah, if you want to run him out, you got to play the 11. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, every time Chris has made an error, he's paid for it dearly because he's not getting any kind of luck on his leaves. And a couple times Francisco's missed. Chris hasn't been able to take advantage of it, but that's one hole.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So, yeah, I heard there's a word that Efren won't be at the U.S. Open One Pocket. I know we spoke about that earlier. It's kind of a...
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. I'm not sure if it's just another commitment that he has out there. I sense that's what it is, because I know he wants to be able to defend his title. Those things are very important to him, even though, geez, the guy's got 1,000 One Pocket titles. Believe me, every one of them means something to him, and, especially when he can defend. But hopefully we will see him at the new Southern Classic in Tunica in July, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be there, as will Francisco.
Tournament, right? That's the first time they're doing it.
That's it, right. It's called the Southern Classic. It's going to be essentially a duplicate of Derby City with the same 3 divisions, buyback, all that stuff.
Okay.
The difference being that there's a tremendously larger amount of room, and Diamond is going to bring in about 80 bar tables and run some amateur events right alongside the Derby City or Southern Classic, as you'd want to call it, and hope to get some nice exposure on what happens on the pro side to a large group of amateur players.
I imagine it's going to be a really great event, just like Derby, you know. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know that it will maybe have the size fields that Derby has. You know, I mean, that's in its 14th year, et cetera. But
Takes time.
I don't think there's going to be any problem exceeding 200 players in each division, and probably you'll still get more in the banks because you're still kind of in bank pool country around there as well. And this year's U.S. Open 9-ball championships is going to a new venue as well, finally leaving the Chesapeake Conference Center. But we'll talk more about that later on. In the meantime,
that's all she wrote.
Django moves ahead. Chris drops over to the one-loss side, and I think they will both play again. I think it's 7 o'clock. But we're going to go and have a look at the chart and see what we got coming up at 4:30.
Yeah, so we'll be back with you guys in about an hour and a half. So you guys stay tuned in. Thanks for sitting in with me, Ken.
My pleasure, Lenny. Thanks.
So guys, we're going to have another match in about an hour and a half. I'm not sure what to do until then. I could maybe run a little video of sorts and see what I have for you guys, and I'll try to get something for you guys to watch.
Well, it's been that way before. But you know, it goes to fight.
We'll run a quick couple commercial, guys. We'll be right back.
And then there's another movie came out. It was like it shot in the arm, man. It got really popular. Even that other movie, I didn't think it was a lot of money. That rejuvenates schools, man. All these kids wanted to be hustlers. And remember after that came out, those schools got really big.
QB custom Q. Sickest Q I ever played with.
One pocket has been called the chess of pool for decades, and it was a great honor for me to be the first one inducted into the One Pocket Hall of Fame. The poster's right there, by people who know the sport and the history of it and so forth. And anyway, that means a lot to me. I enjoyed playing champions from yesteryear. One of my favorites was the mighty Bugs Rucker, and he was a black champion, and I thought some of us white people, pool players, got discriminated against, but the black players had it even worse. See, I was hustling pool in the 60s, and I used to go in places where they couldn't go. Anyway, Bugs was a great one-pocket champion, a great bank pool champion, and when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, I was just honored to be the presenter. Anyway, when he passed away about 3 years ago, I was doing an exhibition in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and my wife called me and told me he had passed. I cried. Anyway, I still cry just thinking about it. We look out for each other, and you know, like Danny DiLiberto's a guy. He was an ex-boxer. He was 14-0 as a boxer. And the funny thing is, Daddy was 200-0. You know, he had a lot of street fights, too. He never lost a fight. Me, I'm 0-11. So I stand up for myself, though, when I have to. So, longest match I ever played was 90 hours, and I didn't take artificial stimulation or help of any kind. And when I used to gamble for big money against a guy who could play a long time, I tried to get at least a 24-hour spot, because we had guys who could play 3 or 4 days with no problem. Well, it's special to me, pool, because it's a lot of experts think it might be the most difficult of the ball striking sports. Now, we've had some great golfers too, but nobody ever played golf in pool at the championship level.
Are you buying like from a wholesaler or something?
Guys, your next match is going to be at 4:30. It's going to be Scott Frost and Diego Vidal. That will be at 4:30. So got about an hour and a half. I'm just going to run some videos because I don't really have anything else to show you, you know. And I'll probably run the interview with One Pocket Hall of Famer San Jose Dick that I did just so you guys can watch it and check it out. So stay tuned in, and we'll have a match or go have some fun, do whatever you want to do for an hour and a half, and we'll have a good match for you at 4:30.
Crime pays, now exceeding over $12 million in rewards. Michael Serber was a professional billiards player who played all over the country. He worked for a casino and spent all his free time practicing. Friends say if you couldn't find Mike, he was in the basement playing the game he loved. That's why when Michael didn't show up for a match at his local billiards club, friends knew something was wrong. Michael's silver Honda Accord was parked at Skeeter's Billiards, where he frequently played pool. His car was there, but he was not. Friends, concerned that he was in trouble, went to his home in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. When they pulled plywood off a window to look inside, they saw Michael's body lifeless on the floor. He had been stabbed to death. Earlier, Michael walked into Skeeter's Billiards in Gulfport, Mississippi, ready to gamble over a pool match. Police say that while Michael was engaged in a match with his friend, he was approached by a man who falsely identified himself as Jericho Cooper, the owner of Jinx Atlantic Recording Studios in Atlanta. Police would later learn the suspect was using an alias. The real Jericho Cooper cooperated with the investigation. Ocean Springs police believe Michael may have been the target of a robbery. Surveillance video from the bar on the day of Michael's disappearance shows him and Jericho engaged in conversation and then leaving together. Police believe they drove off in one of Michael's cars, a white Toyota 4Runner. Police are piecing together what transpired between the afternoon of Tuesday, November 10th in 2009 and Thursday, November 12th, when Michael's friends reported him missing. Police know that after leaving the bar, the two men stopped at a local law office, attempting to meet with an attorney and longtime friend of Michael's. While the attorney was unavailable, Jericho reportedly told the secretary he was going to open another office for his recording studio and needed legal assistance. The pair then traveled to Michael's friend's house, picking up his other car, a Honda Accord. This was the last time Michael was seen alive. Police believe Michael was stabbed to death inside his residence shortly after arriving home. The surveillance footage shows Michael's Honda arriving at Skeeter's Billiards later that evening, although police cannot identify who exits the vehicle. Police believe it to be the last person known to be with Michael, the unidentified man using the alias Jericho Cooper. Jericho appeared again days after Michael's murder at Shucker's Oyster Bar in Richland, Mississippi, with a female companion. He reportedly told the female employees he was a talent scout for Jinx Atlantic. Jericho Cooper is described as a white male in his mid to late 40s, 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 170 to 180 pounds. He has dark brown hair that he pulls back in a ponytail. His hairline is receding. He also was seen wearing 2 round earrings in his upper right ear. Police say the killer should be considered armed and dangerous. A reward of $10,000 is offered for information about the person responsible for the murder of Mike Serber. If you have any information, please call 866-690-6847. That's 866-690-6847.
teens, and I don't know, there was a pool room right next to the malt shop that us kids used to hang around in, and I just kind of gravitated towards it, and I don't know, I was fascinated by it, but one day I skipped school, and the pool room owner, the Kidding Heart, kicked my ass out of there, and then I got another good whipping when I got home. You know, I think you guys may have heard all that, but anyway, I didn't. That ended pool for a while until we moved to Durango, Colorado, which was about 50 miles east, and then there was no keeping me out of there because there was 3 real bustling pool rooms there at that time, and they. I opened and closed them, you know, when I was in school, but I was like 14 or 15. And there was an old guy that owned the pool room named Fred Titus that kind of helped me along a little bit. And pretty soon, I didn't need any more help. And I guess at that time, I was considered the best player in Durango at that time. I was like 16, 17.
Wow.
And it was a small town, 10,000 or something like that. But I really thought that I was the best pool player in the world because there was no challengers, you know, there was nobody that could beat me. As soon as I went to Denver and Albuquerque and some of those big cities, I found out there was a lot of people that could beat me. You know?
Yeah. A lot of good players. Who was the best player besides yourself in that area?
You know, I really didn't have a lot of competition. There was no, Durango's kind of off the beaten path. There was no road hustlers coming in there or anything like that. It was just me and the local town folks. There was, the most popular games were, we played Kelly pool for like 10 and 15 cents, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is 50s we're talking about.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And, well, they used to play golf, though. Golf on a snooker table, they used to play for $1 and dime a scratch. That's big money.
Yeah.
So I gravitated towards that, and I became a pretty good golf player. But, you know, there's not a lot of action at golf, only in certain areas. But I gravitated towards golf and 9-ball. It was about all I played all through my formative years. I didn't start playing one pocket until it was probably, pretty close to 26, 28, something like that. I knew how to play pool, but I didn't know savvy one pocket, you know.
Yeah, you hadn't gotten to that stage.
Yeah.
So I take it you didn't really have a pool mentor.
No, you know, I really didn't, other than the old guy I just told you about was the old guy that showed me a few things, you know, and
got you kind of going, right?
Got me kind of going, and no, I didn't have any professional. He was not a professional. He was just a nice old guy that owned a pool room. I was really kind of naive, even when I first moved to San Jose. I was really not, you know, I wasn't a hustler. I was never a hustler.
Yeah, you wanted to play the best.
I just wanted to play, you know, and do the best I could. And so I took a lot of beatings, but I had a lot of situations where I could have won a lot of money if I'd hustled right. If I had laid down or played on the I just went ahead and bored them right in there, you know.
Yeah.
So consequently, but eventually I learned, you know, over the years I learned how to hustle a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? Even though I was never very good at it. I was just never very good at it. I just wanted to play. I didn't give a shit about it.
Yeah, and usually playing the best guy, you're going to get the most money playing somebody who's the best player.
That's exactly right. All the entire Bay Area was covered with pool rooms. They all had their own hometown champion.
Yeah.
And it was pretty sweet for a while.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's like, Fred and I get in this conversation all the time about that, you know. If you're a scuff, if you're a hardcore scuff, that's fine, you know.
Yeah,
hardcore hustling is, that's what you want to do. I never really got into hardcore hustling.
Yeah.
I mean, I was more sucker than I was anything else because
You like to play the best guys, right?
It wasn't so much that. It was just that I just never I never really had a killer instinct.
Uh-huh.
In fact, one of my earliest remembrances of this back in San Jose in late 50s or something like that. I'm out hustling pool. I'm at the Garden City Billiards and hustling pool, trying to make a buck, and ain't got no money. And finally, I catch this guy. He's a baby sailor, what we used to call a baby sailor. And no, he wasn't a sailor. He was in the Army. Anyway, long story short, I bust him out of his mustering out pay. It's like $450 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And guy never whimpered, never whined, never did nothing. I mean, he had no chance. He couldn't play at all. So, let me buy you a drink, you know. So I buy him a drink. And he says, and this was not a story. He says, God damn, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So what do you mean? So, I live in Missouri. I don't have the money for a bus ticket. I said, oh. Long story short, he had a wife and a kid back there.
Yeah.
Just mustered out of the Army. I gave him all his money back. Not most of it, I gave it all back.
Yeah.
I just never was really that much of a killer. I just never had that much of a killer instinct. And I've always been proud of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I should be proud or not, but it makes me look like a sucker to guys like, you know, a lot of fools.
Yeah,
It makes me look like a sucker. But I don't care. I don't care. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, you didn't have the internet. You didn't have none of that stuff, you know. Plus, one of the things that, in my opinion, that really killed pool, gambling pool, was credit cards. Pretty soon, all these traveling salesmen and people that were floating around,
with cash in
they
their pockets,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
they didn't have any cash anymore. They had credit cards, you know.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that kind of put a little kibosh on winning a lot of cash, you know, because the guy, whatever he had in his pocket, he'd usually go off for it.
Yeah.
Well, when they had started with credit cards, you were lucky if you had $88 in his pocket, you know, or $80 or whatever. So anyway, that's kind of the way that was. I want to get one thing straight real quick here. Okay. Most of the people on onepocket.org or yourself have heard this Ronnie story.
Yeah, oh yeah, the one that's online.
Yes,
the one that he's telling. Okay.
Yeah, the one where it's online. It's kind of comical how that came about. He's telling the truth right up to the point where he meets Richie up in San Francisco, and he redeems his pinky ring. You know, then you know Ronnie, everything's multiplied by 12. You know, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the fun part is when he says, "Oh, this guy beat you. Let's go down there and beat him." Well, you know, all the rest of that turns into really a lot of funny stuff. First of all, I didn't play Richie 9-ball. I mean, I didn't play him one pocket. We played 9-ball. So we played. And little shit played pretty good too, I'll tell you that. He had me stuck like 3 or 4 games at 50 a game.
Now this is Richie Florence. Right?
Richie Florence, yeah. But eventually I I had enough experience that no 16-year-old kid's going to beat me. So I wind up busting him. And that's when Ronnie found him up in Cochran's. I said, well, let's go back there. Well, this is where he gets into the story about they won so much money that they, they couldn't carry it. They couldn't stuff it all in their pockets. Well, that's not quite true. First of all, Ronnie tells the story that we played one pocket. Well, we never did play one pocket. Neither Richie or him. Okay? I got Ronnie in a golf game, giving him the one hole. I destroyed it. They went broke. I loaned them money to get to LA.
Yeah, because one ball's a small spot.
One hole's
yeah.
a decent spot
Yeah.
playing golf.
Yeah.
But anyway, the bottom line is, according to Ronnie, that's not the way it happened. Well, this is what I'm telling you is the way it happened.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, he didn't have to worry about pulling any 100s out of his pocket to pay his fine. He said something about it. He had a bunch of tickets or something, and he had to pay a fine. We didn't have to worry about pulling the 100s out because the only thing I had was the $60 I gave him to get to LA. So that's not a big deal. But let me, in fairness to Ronnie, where I think he might be confused is the next time he came up, he did win pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. He busted me playing one pocket, giving me 9-7. I had no prayer. I already knew that he had won the one pocket tournament up in San Francisco.
He was at the top of his game. At the time,
he was in dead stroke. But bottom line is, he won some money there. But of course, Richie wasn't with him. He snuck back on his own,
Yeah.
But he had a stake horse, and so anyway, bottom line is he won that session, and then we didn't play each other for a while. And the next time we played, he wouldn't give me 9-7 anymore. It was 8-7. He didn't win there.
Yeah.
He didn't win at 8-7. But we seesawed for a while. We went 9-8, 8-7, 11-8. We just jacked around for quite a while. That's why we played so many years. I've been playing that guy for 50. He always brags about it. 51 years we've been playing.
Yeah.
So, and I would have to say, to be honest, he's probably ahead a little bit. He's ahead a little bit, but not a lot. We eventually got the game down to where it was pretty even. Well, I've had several wins against Ronnie that I was pretty proud of. They weren't always even. They were usually weighted. I was usually getting weight. But as I learned one pocket, the more I learned, the less weight I got.
Yeah, because you were mainly a 9-ball player.
Yeah. And, and Ronnie was a pretty seasoned one pocket player. And even though I played him a lot, I mean, I say I played him a lot, we'd play maybe, I'd say once every couple months or something like that, when he come to town. But in the interim, I had got to play no one pocket because there was no other one pocket players in town. In fact, when I moved to Phoenix in 71 or 2, nobody played one pocket here.
Yeah.
I got them all geared for one pocket. That was, Scott's really got them geared now, but I mean, that was the one that got him started playing one pocket.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, everybody was playing it. It just seemed like everybody was playing.
Yeah, because as soon as you start playing the game, it's pretty addicting.
You're gonna get hooked on it. And that's all they played here was golf and one pocket at that stage at the time. 9-ball occasionally, but one pocket became probably the most popular game.
All right. And what was and then there was a question about your, I guess you could say your biggest or most memorable loss playing pool.
It'd probably also be Ronnie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's nailed me pretty good a couple times.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty long history.
Oh yeah, we have a long history. I have, I would say both my biggest loss and my biggest wins were with Ronnie.
Yeah.
however we were playing it, whatever we were doing at the time. Just Ronnie used to be really hard to deal with in that if the last time we played, I beat him. Let's say I beat him, give me 8-7 or 9-8 or whatever he's giving me. Now he knows he can get by with a lesser spot, so he'd come by himself. He'd wait till he got pumped up, he'd come by himself.
Yeah.
And I could always tell that. If he came with a backer, he was ready to give me anything I wanted.
You could get a really sweet game.
So a lot of times I got him off balance a few times. I'll tell
Sure,
you
you
what,
got a ton of them, but
I have a ton of them, but I'm drifting into senility. The problem is remembering most of them. I have had some really great experiences and very few awkward ones. Very few. I tend to get along with people all right. That's not saying I haven't had any, but I've had very few compared to somebody that's boisterous and braggadocious and all that. I've never.
Oh yeah, their mouths is liable to get in a little more trouble, right?
I got to tell you the funniest story.
Okay.
That a lot of times I was on my own. I would just traveling around, whatever, in hustle and pool, and so I drifted into this bar one time. There's 4 or 5 guys in there, and they're playing, I don't know, $1, $2, $8 ball, whatever they're playing. And so I drift in there and I take the place off, probably for $20, $30. And buying drinks and we're having fun, and the guys are all appreciate the fact that I play good pool. Nobody's upset.
Yeah.
In comes this guy, drunker than a skunk. I mean, this guy could hardly walk. And he says, what's going on here? What are you guys playing for? And these guys all knew him. He was a local. He said, we were playing for $2, Joe, but you're too drunk. You can't play this guy. He's got the table. Joe says, bullshit. What do you mean I can't play him? And he fumbles around. He drops a couple of quarters. He finally gets one in the slot, And these guys are all telling him, Joe, please, don't play the guy. You can't beat him. Oh, shit, So anyway, bottom line is, he finally gets the balls racked. Took about 10 minutes to rack the balls. So I break the balls. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to beat this guy for nothing. We break the balls. Now it's his shot. And making it in the break. And Joe says, and I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think you want to punch me in the nose or something like that's what I thought he was trying to say. And finally, one of the other guys says, what the hell's the matter, Joe? Joe says, I got something in my eye. He couldn't even find his eye.
Oh, man.
That's one of the funnier things
Yeah.
that I remember. One of the worst situations that I ever ran up against, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
But there was a guy, when I first came to Arizona, there was a guy named Dollar Jack Ryan. He's quit playing pool, he's now a poker player. But he was a good scuffler and he knew where the money was. So one time, he says, hey, there's a guy up in Safford, Arizona. It's 150 miles. Owns a joint, and he will go off. He will lose some money. So we get all pumped up, get ready to go. And drove up there. Guy's gone deer hunting. He's going to be gone for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That was the end of that spot. So we're driving back through, we hit a little town, Globe, Arizona. We hit a little town, and there's a nightclub kind of thing off to the right. We see there's 1,000 cars there. So we stopped in there. Well, 3 bar tables. $2, $5, $8 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe pick enough to pay for the trip. Well, pretty soon they got their town champion, and we're playing 10 a game, and he's betting like 10 or 20 on the side.
Yeah, that's pretty good money then, right?
Yeah. So, bottom line is, I wind up. Finally, there was so much action that the bartender, the bar owner, came over and turned the light off. Says, "That's enough. You guys are done."
Huh.
We were throwing fucking money all over. Oops,
Yeah.
excuse me. Throwing money all over the place. So, Jack's probably got whatever he started with plus a couple hundred. I got whatever I started with plus a couple hundred.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter what race these people were. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But they were almost all Chicanos. That's all that lived up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now we go to leave. It's wintertime. We go to leave, and there's some kind of ice and snow around it. We're in the second row. And we, as we came out the door, for some reason or other, he went around one side of a car, and I went around the other side. And I heard,
oh boy.
I heard somebody's chamber automatic. And Jack was not a fighter. Give him the money! Give him the money! You know,
Yeah.
So I don't even get to find out what's going on. I get whacked in the back of the head. So I'm down there laying in the snow. And this coolest Mexican kid I've ever seen in my life. He was in control of everybody.
Yeah.
He's got this gun pointed at me. He says, "These people cannot afford to lose this money. You have to give the money back." I said, "Okay, no problem."
Yeah.
I said, "Give the money back." I said, "I don't have to give my money back." "No, you don't have to give your money back. Just give the money back that you won." So now he looks at the guys and he says, "I lose 500, I lose 800, I lose 7,000. You know what they're going to say. They're going to say whatever they want to say. So he is so cool, though. He says, "No, Joe, you didn't lose that much. No, Joe. I said, "Well, I'll tell you how much I won her." I fumble around, and I had probably 300 when I started. I probably got 5 now. I fumble around, so I won $220. He says, "Okay, give it to me." And Jack's going through the same thing.
Yeah.
"Okay, give it to me." He takes my 220 or 30, whatever it was, and he gets up. He says, and he starts feeding it out to, and the other guy's feeding it out to Jack. He says, "Okay,
Yeah.
see you later."
Just like that, huh?
Never took a dime of our money.
Yeah.
Never took a dime of our money.
Huh.
This guy was so in control. I guarantee if he wasn't in control, these guys would have killed us and took every dime we had, plus our car probably.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of the most awkward spots I've ever been in.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Been in a few others, but they didn't hold a candle to that.
Yeah.
There was one other time that I was somewhere in Louisiana, and well, I was with my buddy Mike James, and it was one of those deals where we're kind of on the road. We're in Louisiana, but we're on the road a little bit, and Mike knows this guy. He says, this guy's okay. He's a little goofy, but he knows some good spots. So he gets us a spot down in Houma, Louisiana. He gives us a spot. Well, he should not have gone in there. He should never have gone in there. It was a busy kind of supper club type deal. And I get the right guy down. I get the guy I'm supposed to get down. And we're doing okay. We're winning this or winning that. And all of a sudden, boom! I mean, fucking uproar in the main part of the dance floor. Well, the guy that brought us there apparently had some real bad problem with the guy that owned the joint. He's got a gun to his head. He says, I don't know if I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
Suck my dick or I'm going to blow your head off. That's, now, that wasn't me there, it was this guy that brought us there.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, it just, I think the owner was getting ready to head back this way too anyway.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty awkward spot. It was a pretty awkward spot. But Mike knows his way around there pretty good, so he got us out of that. There's hundreds of things that, not hundreds, but I mean, there's a lot of things that happen to you when you run up down the road, especially back in the days when there was cash involved.
Yeah, when you're winning somebody's money,
Yeah.
things can get a little
I've had some awkward spots,
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Cochran's was one of a kind. I'm sure, the guys talk about Benzingers in Chicago and all that, and I'm sure that was a great room and a lot of action and all that.
Yeah. I've heard about the Rack or someplace.
The Rack in Detroit, yeah, that was where the big action was. Yeah.
And New York would have been the 7-Eleven.
Yeah. But for all around everyday action, it's awful tough to beat Cochran's because, I mean, these other places I hear about, like New York or Chicago, unless somebody drifted into town, there was not a lot of action.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of big money action. I mean, in fact, they talk about it still today. You hear the Ghost and Freddie talk about, $200 would be a big score in Chicago now.
Yeah, they weren't, skinning each other.
Yeah.
They weren't playing one
But
another.
Cochran's there was always something going on, 24 hours a day. Somebody would be playing high at some point.
And what kind of room was it? Was it like a pretty big pool room?
Oh yeah, it was good size. I don't remember exactly how many tables. I would say there's probably 40.
Yeah.
There was a couple of billiard tables and a 6x12 snooker table and a 5x10 snooker table, and they had something for everybody. However you want to match up, you could do it. That was where I finally I honed my one pocket game a little bit.
Yeah.
I played guys, Manas and Rusty Jones, Sleepy Bob. There was Sam Crotcher. There was a ton of good one pocket players there.
No, this was on 4.5 by 9 foot
Yeah.
tables. The 5 by 10s were gone.
Well, no,
They had
still a
some.
lot of 5x10 action. In fact, there were 2 or 3 guys that I played almost completely with 5x10. I didn't really like my game that well with 4.5 by 9, but it seemed like on a 5x10 I had a little the best of it. I just had more confidence in that.
Yeah.
And there was 2 or 3 5x10s in there that we had a lot of action on. Utley and I danced around a little bit several times.
Yeah.
Utley was my first victim when I moved to Texas.
What year was that? That you?
That would have been about 61 or 2, somewhere in there. I mean, I floated back and forth a lot because my kids and my family were in San Jose, but I pretty well settled in Texas. In fact, Alfie's brother, Jack, and Jack Taylor, and also Jack Terry, I believe were staking buckets. I'm not sure, but I know Jack Terry was. I'm not sure about Jack Taylor. But no, Alfie talks about it all the time. He says, we'd never seen Hurricane One Pocket. That's the way, that's what he called it, Hurricane One Pocket.
Yeah.
He just played it running out. But Utley was not a happy camper.
Yeah. How was it? Did you guys end up maybe going on the road and hooking up after that? After you seen
No, I hooked up with Jack and Alfie.
Yeah.
I didn't hook up with Puckett till a lot later on in years, and him and I went several places together. We became pretty good friends.
Yeah.
And I love the old fart. He was one of a kind character. He really was.
Yeah.
Yep. I always come back to Kelly.
That's Ed Kelly, right?
Ed Kelly, yeah. Kelly and I met, he must have been, well, he had to be 19 or 20, because I was 24. I think I'm 4 years older than him, or something like that. We met in New Orleans, Louisiana. We're both on the road, and we're single.
Yeah.
Just him and I. And we met in this scrungy old pool room somewhere on just outside the French Quarter, and the bottom line is, neither one of us had any money. We had a little mini bankroll, and so finally we match up and play. I didn't want to play straight pool because I never played straight pool, and he played pretty good 9-ball, but we matched up playing 9-ball.
Yeah.
I mean, a session of each. I think it was for like $50. A session of each. Well, I won the straight pool, he won the 9-ball.
Yes.
So we quit and we started hustling around New Orleans together, and we had a good time, great time. And he went on home to, back to Connecticut or wherever he's from, and or Boston, I guess it was.
And he was a pretty good all-around player.
Oh, yeah, definitely was. He definitely was. And mind you, this was when he was quite young.
Yeah.
But we met later in later years, and we played a few times. We never really fired at each other for big money. We never had a backer or anything like that. We became pretty good friends.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like, Ronnie and him and I never really, after a certain point in time, never really fired at each other.
Yeah.
If we did, or if they did, well, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that.
And you also got to play with Jersey Red. That was Jack
Red, right? Yeah, Red and I banged around a lot. We never did fire at each other either.
Yeah.
Back in the when Siegel owned the LeCue, he used to pay us $125 a week not to play anywhere else.
Huh.
And $125 a week in the '60s wasn't bad, All
right.
Every Friday, then $125 was there. But Red adhered to it much better than I did. I was playing all over the fucking place. Wherever there was action, I was going to play.
Yeah.
So I eventually, But then Siegel, he had another pool room, not a pool room, it was a real nice, classy bar with a few pool tables in it, right over near Rice University. In fact, I heard somebody talking about it here on the forum a while back. But he saw that I wasn't going to that I wasn't going to adhere to this. So he made me a manager at that place. What do I know about managing a bar? You know, I don't even know how much booze costs. So, but that was funny. I lasted a few weeks there too.
Yeah. And what other good players did you run into, or maybe go on the road with over the years?
There's, that's kind of hard to say. There's almost everybody that I eventually had a little spurt with, Jimmy Reed, Marino, Medina. Oh, Medina, no, I never went on the road with Medina. Puckett. Jack Terry, you won't know him, but he was quite a rounder. I really had a lot of good times with a lot of good guys. There were very few guys that were assholes to me, or vice versa. But whenever we happened to hook up and we were in the same area, we gave each other spots, or we went to spots together. That's just the way it was.
Yeah, and I think it's still kind of like that today with some of the players. They still steer each other around and hook up and whatnot.
It isn't like it used to be because everything's pretty well up in the open now, But the guys that I hung around with were mostly California based,
And now, which scene do you think was better for pool for you during that time, Texas or California, for action? And
Texas, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it seems like it's still a pretty popular.
Yeah, it is. Texas and Oklahoma and Louisiana are still pretty good hot spots for pool. Oh, I got to say something about my good friend Charlie Brown, who you may or may not have heard of. Charlie Brown is one of the neatest guys ever involved in this pool racket. He's a lifelong friend of mine, and in fact, he was the best man at my wedding. And Charlie was just a good guy. There's nothing I can say any better than that. But we had some really, really fun times and some tough action. We had some tough action. In fact, one time I'm playing Danny Matthews, which his nickname was the Bald Eagle, and Charlie's staking me. And I thought it was going to be the end of our friendship. Somebody gave, I don't know if they jarred us or what, somebody gave me and Danny both something that just blew us off the charts. We were just totally screwed up.
Yeah, they jarred you, huh?
I don't know. Well, but they must have jarred him too.
Yeah.
Because we're both laughing and we're playing for like 100 a game or something.
Yeah.
9-ball, 100 a game.
Yeah, back in what, the 60s?
Charlie's taking me. And Danny misses shot. Damn, how did I miss that? And he'd lead me straight in. I miss it 4 inches. God, Jesus Christ. And Charlie finally got pissed. Said, what the hell's going on here? But that was really funny.
Yeah.
Because we were so goofy. We were both so goofy that we just didn't care whether we won or lost.
Yeah. It didn't
and
matter.
here's our stake horses are betting 100 a game. That was almost the end of our friendship. We ran around together for a while.
What kind of player was he? Was he just an average type?
He
player?
was. He was better than average. He was a pretty good scuffler. Him and I used to go to the black joints in Oakland, and I don't know how we ever survived. He was so loudmouth and belligerent. I don't know how we ever survived him, but we had a falling out. It wasn't over money. It was over a female, but that's
Yeah.
here and there. What I'm saying is, no, he and I used to get along pretty good until that happened.
Yeah.
But prior to that, when I first started playing him, he was, Tooth is about probably, I'm guessing, 4 or 5 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started playing, he was like 17. His father used to have a pool, or his uncle used to have a pool room in Hayward, and I used to go up there all the time and play him. Well, he couldn't beat me, but he just rattle, you know, and then finally I'd get pissed off. And one day I'd chase him around the fucking pool table for about a half hour. He just to get me so hot. You know, I didn't always win, but I had the best of the game most of the time.
Yeah.
He'd get me so hot I couldn't hardly breathe. But no, then we became friends and we traveled around a little together and shit happens.
Yeah.
He was one of a kind, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
When he was a kid, and this is no big deal, I think just about everybody knows this. When he was a kid, he was like, 18 or 19. This is back when they had coin changers in the laundromats and places like that. You know, you put in 50 cents, you get 5 dams or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he started making slugs.
Yeah.
So, and he was doing real good at it. Finally, he was doing so good that he took a sheet of metal, the right thickness, to this machine shop and had them cut out by the jillions. I mean, just cut out 50-cent pieces. So, a couple years later, not a couple years, a couple months later after he did this, he's hitting every laundromat in the Bay Area. Anything that gives change, car washes, anything. And one day he gets busted. He's driving a brand new Lincoln Mark Continental, and he got stopped for something, and he's got like $3,000 worth of coins there. So, oh, you're the guy that's been doing all this robbing.
Oh boy.
So you wound up doing a few years for that.
Yeah.
But when he came out, that's when we had our problem.
Yeah.
So anyway. Exactly 20 years.
20 years, huh?
In fact, I think it was 88, well, it was 74. I don't know if Steve got it wrong somewhere or another. He said it was 74 to 89. It was 72 to 92 is what it was.
Okay.
But the bottom line is, I was so far removed, I did not even, I never went in a pool room or never picked up a stick. Naturally, I went to a few bars that where I'd get a little feedback from stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ronnie played DiLiberto, that in, I believe it was 88 or
I
something
think it was
like
Golden 8 Ball, right?
that. Yes, it's a Golden 8 Ball. Let me tell you how far out it was. I did not even know the Golden 8 Ball existed.
Wow.
I didn't even know it was there. Yet I knew this friend of mine, David Lee, that owned the Golden 8 Ball. I knew him, but I had been so far removed, I just knew.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, when Ronnie and DiLiberto played that session that Jay Hilford produced, Weenie Beanie was there, Puckett was there, McCree, everybody was there.
Yeah.
I was working at UPS about 3.5 blocks from the Golden 8 Ball.
Wow.
Off the corner around the side. And I never even knew what was going on. It wasn't very well publicized. I never saw it in any papers. I'm sure everybody in the pool
community knew.
Yeah,
Word of
yeah,
mouth.
what's going
You know,
on.
this was before the internet.
I had
and
no
that stuff,
idea. If I had known, I sure would have stopped.
So you would have had a field day, right? All
Sure,
the
I'd had
buddies
to
were
say
there.
hi to the old guys and all that. But I never even knew what was going on. That's how far I was removed from it. My wife.
Your wife? And what did you do during that 20 years?
Worked for UPS.
Yep.
Yeah, got it straightened up, got a square job. And it was, I gotta say, it was one of the better times of my life.
Yeah.
I created a whole new circle of friends and played a lot of golf, played golf every weekend. And, just, I finally realized that these guys may have had it right. You know, these square giants,
Yeah.
got a house and a car and a
Yeah.
mortgage and kids and all that, and they're doing okay. And most pool players are trying to make money and sleep in a car, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't say that you really had any regrets of taking that time off because
No.
of the good
No.
life that you had and led, and you know.
I enjoyed what I was doing
Yeah.
at the time, and I enjoyed it after.
Yeah.
But that 20 years was pretty special. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I didn't regret that one bit. I had retired, and I took a sales job. In fact, I was selling golf cars, which is a big industry around here. And I had a lot of free time. I was a salesman, and I started drifting back into pool again. And I just, I think after a few months, I think I played as good as I ever played one pocket.
Yeah.
During that time frame, about from like 90, 93, 94, 95. I got that one deal with the AccuStats. The only time I'm on AccuStats where I played Cliff. That was
98, right?
yeah, 98 I believe it was. But I had already started to drift down a little bit by then because I was getting pretty well up in years. But I really think I played my best probably between 93 and 95, 96, somewhere in there.
And how was it playing against somebody like Cliff Joyner? Was it what kind of player, what kind of strategy do you have to play somebody like that?